Welcome to Planit Butter, my world where I hopefully inspire you to build yours by being Intu-centric. I'm Jordan Alexandra Blizzard Planet. This is from my planet to yours. Each week we explore new ways of relating Planit Butter's Intu-centric way to Earth's current society. Every episode is designed to provoke consciousness through entertaining perspectives and applied philosophy. The philosophy on Planit Butter is called Intu-centric-ism. Say it with me. Intu-centric-ism. Intu-centric-ism. You'll catch on quick. Thanks for joining me in episode 102 for a story time featuring Planit Butter, the Miami Heat, and the Cavaliers. As always, email me any questions you have about your world or Planit Butter's life approach. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. All right, we're going to start off with a little quote from this week. If it's meant to be, it will you. Will you? What you will, there's a way. Where there's a way, there's a will you. Think about it. And dance with me. So, naturally, I felt this pull, my intuitive pull, to go to the Miami Heat game. And I said, Uni, show me floor seats. Now, mind you, I thankfully float in social circles where I could seamlessly be invited to floor seats, thankfully. But there's nothing like a good scheme. So if the invite didn't just come naturally between my social circles and the universe, that's not stopping me from going. Where there's a way, there's a will you. So I said, okay, obviously I'm going to the Heat game because I feel a pull to the Heat game. Whether I'm invited, whether I buy a ticket, doesn't matter. I'm going. And so I get a ticket, and my plan was get a decent seat and then scheme to the floor. And by scheme, it's usually just do a little boogie, make some friends, something just kind of works itself out. Whether I make friends with the security dude, or I see a friend of mine, or I just have a funny chat with somebody and I don't know who they are and they're like, you're cool, let's go. That stuff happens to me a lot, so Intu-centric. So I buy a ticket, I get it in section 1, so I'm in like that, I'm up, but I'm in like that first tier. So when you first enter the stadium, like I don't have to go any higher, and the only way to enter, I'm just in that entryway, you know what I'm saying? And so I get ticket, what was it, section 103, seat 13, row 35. Not a bad seat, but not the sidelines. So I go and I sit for the national anthem, stand for the national anthem, in my seating area. Now, mind you, I dress very well always, because you know how much I love my clothes and my style and to express myself through my clothes. So, and I'm smiling, and I show up with this freaking sunflower, okay? So I'm not blending in. There's no blending in when we scheme in an Intu-centric way. We just show up as who we are. So I guess I'll tell you the side story of how we got the sunflower. Quite simply, I was on my way to my hot Pilates class, and I saw this lady selling flowers on the street, and I was like, ooh, flowers. Intuition said, ooh, flowers. Sensations was like, ooh, flowers. Action was pop a Yui, pull over, say, hey, I would love to get a flower. And she's like, what do you want? And we're talking in Spanish, by the way, which I just like to say because I'm really proud when I get to practice. And any languages, but I'm only fluent in English, but I love practicing the language of whatever local country, city, what have you, I'm in. And so, we're in Miami still, by the way. And This is my little jungle abode, as I call it. So I told the lady all excitedly, I'm like, I just want one sunflower para me. And she says, she just gives it to me. She just gifted it to me. So I was like, oh my gosh. And it was like the biggest stem. It was crazy. I cut it so that I could fit in this vase, whatever you want to call it. And it looks so cute. And I brought it to the heat game. So me and my flower go to the heat game. Oh, the hat. I should have worn the hat. So we got these hats. By the way, they're reversible, but they give it to you on this like really colorful side. And obviously the black side is way sleeker, sexier, has the little colorful Miami Heat symbol. And I'm wearing like a black dress with a white jacket and my big colorful chain that you guys have seen, I think, in a couple episodes. And so obviously we're looking good. We're rocking the heat hat. We've got the sunflower. We're cruising. And we go to our section, the one we bought the ticket for. And I get there and immediately I'm like, don't worry, chickie, we're not staying here. And also I like blatantly don't fit in there just because the vibe. And I knew, I'm like, we're on a mission. We're on an Intu-centric mission. So I was scoping out the scene. I needed to feel into my play. I needed to see through my seat so that I can determine the next move. And again, in my friendly, not so blending in nature, both security guards already knew me because I'm like, hi, blah, blah, blah. I hope you have a great night. And everybody is so surprised when I'm like, how are you? Or have a good night. Guys, be nice to the people like that you're being transactional with. Just because it's transactional doesn't mean there doesn't need to be warmth and kindness. Like they're doing your job, you're doing your job. Though you're not getting paid, your job is being a good citizen and a good game attendee, a good fan, whatever you want to freaking call it. Be kind to the people, to the security guards, to the people checking your ticket, to the bathroom attendants, to literally whoever the fuck crosses your path, guys. Like they should not be taken aback by me saying, how are you? Or have a good night. Those are such basic human exchanges in a transactional bubble. There is no reason to not just be a little bit kinder, okay? So, and this is coming from a scheme story time, right? So even during a scheme, you can be cute and friendly. Well, you don't need to be cute. I'm cute. But be friendly. Like, please, it's not that hard. Consider that what you're investing your time to go to this game, and it will make you feel better to be kind to the people hosting you at this game. All right. So anyway, I made myself known, not intentionally, just because that's my nature. And being Intu-centric, we don't compromise ourselves, even when we're scheming. That's what actually makes the scheme schemable, because we are just being ourselves. We clarify those boundaries. We respect our boundaries. We show up confidently in doing so. And because of that, we are in alignment. So my boundary starts with go to the game. My respecting the boundary is buying a ticket however I meant to, like I'm going to the game. That's the boundary. And then confidence is going to the game, knowing that, yes, I am here and I'm going to do what feels right, which is I'm going down there. Alignment follows suit. So the security knows me. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be able to go down the stairs directly on this corner. That's so obvious. And both security guards know me right here. So we're out. So national anthem finishes. We're sitting next to this family. I was like, bye. I go down and I decide I'm just going to do what we do. No real plan, right? We don't really plan. We just intend. The intention was clear. The boundaries were clear. The confidence there. Alignment ensues. So I walk outside and I'm like, I'm staying on that main level. We're walking where all the food and stuff is, So I'm walking. And then it's this easy for me. And it can be for you if you live your Intu-centric way. So within literally 90 seconds or less, I make it about 2 sections over, and maybe 3. No, it was, I actually don't even know where I ended up. So make it a few sections over, and I just see this older couple, and intuition said them. And then I scanned them, and the woman is also dressed very well. And I just decided to walk behind them. And literally, as soon as I heard them, scanned them, I was like, okay, really well dressed. And mind you guys, anybody that is very well dressed at a sporting event is not up there, right? You guys know this. So I'm scheming. It's fun. We're having fun. Take fun seriously. My fun is being turned into this little beautiful episode, right? So guys, and that's the serious part. So I follow this couple. All I did was literally walk 2 steps behind them. And next thing I know, security is treating them like they're long friends, just greeting them. And I'm like, perfect. So security greets me the same way. They literally just assumed I was with them because I walked just close enough behind them and smiled at them with my little sunflower and my little heat hat. And I'm well dressed, so I fit in, right? Like but it's not intentional. It's just I'm being myself. I like to dress well. I know I belong closer to the floor, and I belong here. So I'm here. On Planit Butter, we don't say fake it till you make it. We say be it because you are it, and then become more of it. And again, having the familiarity with the social circles and things, I am attuned to those types of things. So I understand that I scanned it, right? Like, come on. So I'm like, okay. Intuition said them. Sensations were like, go. Action was scan their vibe and outfits. And sensations again was like, yes. And then it wasn't intuition. Then it pivots to like boundaries, confidence, and alignment. Because those 2 things, the Planit Butter Jet ring of consciousness, that cycle for decision making that I just laid out, intuition, sensations, action, sensations again, that is what informs the scan and the movement and the decision. While my boundaries and my confidence and my alignment are rooted in this moment. I didn't even have to interact with these people. So my boundaries weren't even actually, there was no compromise in my boundaries or question around my boundaries because I didn't have to indulge in conversation. I literally stayed quiet and smiled at the security and then just sat down, literally. And when I got to the chairs, so I followed this couple in, never speaking a word to them. I was just assumed to be with them. So I sit down in a row that was one above. There's like a whole red section and it was empty. So I'm like, okay, that's a different color. It's closer to the floor. I'm going to sit 1 row up from that where all these other people are, not isolate myself and sit in the empty row because you're literally drawing attention to yourself. I'm already carrying a flower, you know what I mean, at a basketball game. So so you don't sit in the obvious out yourself seat, but you sit and it's the different color. It's like, obviously that's a different, we don't mess with that. And I'm looking at these other 2 people that were just greeted by security and they're sitting in like a busy section. I'm like, okay, obviously they're like season ticket holders, right? So I'm like, okay, we'll sit amongst these people, but don't get too close to them because those seats are going to be full because they're all friends and all the things are happening there. So I'm like, all right, go to like a slightly less full row but with other people and not in the red zone. So I sit, and guys, I kid you not, I watched 5 groups of people, 5, sit in the out yourself section, as I'm now calling it, the red section. I was like, what are you guys doing? I couldn't believe, because I'm scanning, like, my eyes are everywhere. Like, I'm at the game, but I'm having my own game. Remember, it's the heat versus the calves versus Planit Butter. So I'm watching security watch these people think they're scheming. I'm like, you guys are rookies. They literally just sat down in these freaking seats that were like blatantly red and empty. And it's just like, you are not using your heads, guys. Security literally every time comes over, show me your tickets. And then every single person pretended like they were showing their ticket that literally says whatever shit seat they had. And he's like, yeah, you guys gotta go. And every time if it was a couple, the dude would like fist bump him and be like, yeah, it's all cool, man. And the girl would just play dumb. And I'm like, damn, you guys really, you need to up your scheming game. And it was so funny. And in my head, I'm also scanning my row, minding that if somebody comes and is in my seat, I still have somewhere else to migrate to, because I'm not up and leaving. I'm just going to change seats and be like, oh, my bad. And that's what happened. So this couple came, and then I ended up moving in, and then I stayed there. And then, guys, don't forget, I said, Uni, show me the floor. Sure enough. But this is where the boundaries come in, guys. So these two people come in, and they sit in that little red zone right below me. And I make friends with the dudes to my left. One of them was a meteorologist. He was so interesting. And like literally predicting hurricanes. And he's like, only 11 people have his job. And he's wanted that job since he was 17 or something. And he got it when he was 37. So I'm like, damn, good for you. And he was just so fascinating. So he was cool. And then these two people sit in front of me, right? And this lady was pretty drunk, and she was just being funny. And she makes a comment to the guys next to me. There was like a little note on her chair. She goes, oh, did you guys write me a love note? So I playfully was like, I did. And like, I'm using my flower. Anyway, turns out she thought I was actually hitting on her. And we were just all having playful banter. But you guys know, I flirt with life. So I don't mean anything by my flirtations. I'm just playful. Whoops. But here's the thing. So me, her, the guy she was with, and then the two dudes next to me were just like chatting, hanging, whatever. But she's pretty drunk. And she invites me to move down to their level. And I was like, nah, I just want to go to the floor, right? And she's like, oh, showing me her bracelet, like, we can go. But I'm like, I know she thinks I'm actually hitting on her, because she then started hitting on me. And I was like, oh, wrong message, chickie. And it was like, okay, Uni showed me the floor. You with me, guys? I was shown invitation to the floor seats at the Miami Heat game. However, on Planit Butter, we don't change our standards. We take them elsewhere, and we clarify and respect our boundaries. So obviously, this woman thinks she has a chance with me, it seems, and she's quite drunk. And my boundary is, I don't need to go to the floor that bad. She seemed cool. We were having good laughs. No harm, no foul. But I didn't realize until like my playfulness, I was like, oh, reel it in. So that's the boundary. We don't disrespect our boundaries or mislead people, even for floor seats, for nothing. You see, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. So I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm going to stay up here. And we still kept laughing, being silly, all good, right? But I'm like, had I decided to compromise my boundaries, I would have moved down to that seat and we would have gone to the floor. But boundaries, which is why next time when I declare to the universe, show me the floor, I will be extra specific in saying, in a way that respects my boundaries. But we get to have this beautiful episode regardless. And so I became the chick at the game with the sunflower. I upgraded myself twice because when the other people came for their seat, I actually got to move a little bit more towards the middle, which is a better seat. So we got back-to-back upgrades. All by being myself and respecting my boundaries and being kind, friendly, and polite to the people of the stadium hosting me. On that note, guys, I'm going to remind you of the quote from the beginning, or at least part of it. Where there's a way, there's a will you. And part of the will you is, will you respect your boundaries? Will you clarify your boundaries? Will you sustain your standards? And now let's sign off this beautiful episode 102 with another little quote. The impossible nature of figuring out my intuition is a lifelong mission I'm entirely eagerly excited to never accomplish. Magic. Chasing magic in appreciation of knowing I will never catch it and always be its muse, while hopefully inspiring you to do the same. All right, guys, we did it again. Thanks for joining me at the Miami Heat game. And if you were keeping up on Instagram, you got the surface level scenes of the game, me scheming, and subscribers, of course, got the behind the scenes. Make sure you subscribe to keep up with all my little adventures. It'll be a good time. And just a loving reminder, we finished recording the audiobook of Intu-centric, Becoming a New Breed of Human Potential. The audiobook will be available as soon as possible. And, well, as soon as the uni permits. And the hardcover, the paperback, and the ebook are all available now through planetbutter.com. All right, guys. Thanks for visiting Planit Butter, my world, where I hopefully inspire you to build yours by being Intu-centric. Stick with me. I'll keep showing you how. See you Thursday.